Welcome back, NCIS fans. 10 episodes. 1 decade of waiting. And a journey that took us from the romantic streets of Paris to the high-stakes shadows of a global conspiracy. NCIS. Tony and Ziva Season 1 didn't just bring back TV's most iconic duo, it redefined what a procedural spin-off could be. But let's be honest, not every hour was a masterpiece. From the slow-burn tension of the premiere to the heart-pounding revelations of the finale, some chapters soared while others felt like they were just treading water. Today, we are settling the debate once and for all. We're ranking every single episode of the inaugural season from just okay to absolutely legendary. Buckle up, Tiva fans. It's time to see which episodes earned their place in the NCIS Hall of Fame. Starting at the bottom of our list at number 10 is Episode 5, The Safe House. While this episode was essential for the plot, finally giving us some quality time with Tolly, it suffered from a significant drop in pacing. After the adrenaline-pumping chase in the previous episodes, the sudden shift to a stationary, domestic setting felt a bit jarring. The dialogue was sweet, but it lacked the sharp, witty edge we expect from Tony and Ziva. It felt a bit more like a family drama than a high-octane spy thriller, making it the weakest link in an otherwise strong season. Number 9 is Episode 3, Shadows of Paris. This was a heavy setup episode. While the cinematography was breathtaking, the narrative was bogged down by a lot of technical jargon regarding the 9.4 program. It was necessary to build the world, but it lacked the emotional punch that the later episodes delivered so effectively. Moving into the middle of the pack, number 8 is Episode 2, The Escape. This episode gave us our first real look at how Tony and Ziva operate as a team again, and the smart car ambush was a technical marvel. However, it felt a little too reminiscent of a standard Bourne movie rather than something uniquely NCIS. It was fun, but it hadn't quite found its own soul yet. Number 7 is Episode 6, Echoes. This was a Ziva-centric hour that dove deep into her psychological trauma. It was beautifully acted by Cote de Pablo, but the dream sequence motifs were a polarizing choice for the fanbase. It was a brave episode, but for some, it moved a bit too far away from the grounded reality of the franchise. Now we're getting into the must-watch territory. Number 6 is Episode 4, The Handoff. This episode was a masterclass in tension as Tony and Ziva had to navigate a crowded public square while being hunted. The chemistry was electric here, reminding us why we fell in love with them in the first place. Number 5 is Episode 9, Ghosts. As the penultimate chapter, this episode brought back Tony's Interpol past in a way that felt earned and high stakes. It was a dark, brooding hour that set the stage perfectly for the end, proving that Tony DiNozzo is far more than just a class clown. He's a man with a heavy history. Entering the top 4, where the season truly became elite. Number 4 is Episode 1, The Reunion. The premiere had an impossible task, and it mostly succeeded. Seeing them on screen together for the first time in years was a spiritual experience for the fans. The only reason it isn't higher is that it had to spend so much time on exposition, but that final scene on the balcony was pure magic. Number 3 is Episode 8, The Architect. This was the payoff we deserved. The confrontation with the season's mastermind was tight, intelligent, and featured some of the best hand-to-hand combat choreography in the history of the franchise. It felt like a classic NCIS Season 7 finale, but with a modern, cinematic budget. Our runner-up at number 2 is Episode 7, The Long Way Home. This is the episode where the Tiva dynamic finally clicked back into its perfect, original form. The banter was back, the trust was absolute, and the stakes felt deeply personal. It featured a quiet scene by a campfire that served as the emotional heart of the entire season, proving that you don't need explosions when you have Michael Weatherly and Cote de Pablo's chemistry. It was a love letter to the fans who stayed loyal through all the dead years. And finally, the number 1 spot goes to Episode 10, Full Circle. Rarely does a finale actually deliver on every promise, but Full Circle did exactly that. It managed to resolve the 9.4 threat, clear their names, and give us a vision of their future that felt both realistic and hopeful. The emotional weight of Tony and Ziva finally deciding to stop running, and start building a life together was the perfect full-circle moment. It wasn't just a great episode of television. It was the closure an entire generation of fans had been waiting for. It was the definitive proof that Tony and Ziva aren't just characters. They are a legacy. Do you agree with our ranking? Or did your favorite episode end up at the bottom of the list? We know Tiva fans have strong opinions, so let's hear them. Drop your personal top 3 in the comments below, and let's get the debate started. Thanks for